Hello, everyone. Happy New Year's. Welcome to our 21-day challenge of the new year, new you. So, yeah, I am super excited to have all of you guys here. So excited to get you guys going on some healthy habits that will help to jumpstart your fat loss journey. So, first, I really want to be transparent. And talk about how this is not some lose 21 pounds in 21 days challenge. Those really aren't real. They're not realistic. And sometimes they can work, but you're going to gain it right back. You can definitely have results to this challenge. You can definitely have some weight loss. You will notice maybe better energy, better sleep, better mood, better libido, toned muscles if we are working on the weightlifting part. So there is a lot that you can get from this challenge. But yeah, a lot of those challenges that, promote that, it's just really marketing. But yeah, so this challenge, what it's really set up for is to create a foundation for you on a fat loss journey down the road. A foundation of healthy habits that can hopefully stick with you for the rest of your life. And 21 days is honestly really quick, right? But we're going to do our best to get you guys motivated and to get you to get going on this foundation and set these habits. I want you to remember, if you can remember one thing, I want this to be the theme of this challenge, is that you do not need to be perfect, nor do you really want to. But yeah, being perfect is not realistic, and you are definitely going to become unmotivated at one point. You are definitely going to fall off. That is what happens. We are all human. It is normal, okay? You may go binge In-N-Out because we just got one here in Boise, Idaho. And well, who doesn't love In-N-Out, right? You may have a day of that. But if you do go out and you eat, something that some would consider unhealthy, I like to call it fun food, call them fun foods. But yeah, say you go out and you have a meal like that and you get down and feel bad about it, like don't let that ruin everything. Don't throw everything away just because of that. Okay. That is okay. And life happens. So I want you to just remember you are not here to be perfect. You are here to build habits. And literally, like, I tell my clients, let's be perfect, 80% of the time. And the other 20% of the time, we let ourselves live our lives with our eating. 80% of the time, we are working on whole, nutritious foods. The other 20% of our time, throughout the week, we allow some fun foods in because that is realistic. It is not realistic to cut out everything that you love, because if you do that, it will just promote binging. And that gets nobody anywhere. So, yes, you are not here to be perfect. You are going to have those days where you're unmotivated. Just get right back to it. Okay. Don't let it mess everything up for you. The winner of this challenge is not going to be chosen because they were perfect. They're going to be chosen because they did the work. They prove that they are willing to work hard and that they deserve coaching and that they really want it. So yeah, again, you do not have to be perfect. I just want that to really sink in for you guys, if I haven't said it enough yet. I also want to talk about how I myself have dealt with the roller coaster of falling off and getting back on like nutrition plans. Like it's very easy to fall off and then to just like quit. And it wasn't until I realized that that's what was really holding me back, was because I would be perfect for like, I don't know, 5 days and the weekend would hit and then I'd fall off, right? And so it wasn't until I realized that that's the biggest thing that was holding me back, is that I thought I had to be perfect. And then when I wasn't, I would just completely fall off and binge. And when I changed my mentality and realized that I could, I didn't have to be perfect. I had to, hit my goals 80% of the time, but it was okay if I didn't every day. So yeah, once I realized that, I had an awesome body transformation. I lost the weight, I toned my body, and I've never gained, it back. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen my body transformation, that's something you can check out on my Instagram profile. I have it pinned at the top. And on my Facebook profile, you can find it as well. So yeah, you will fall off, you will become unmotivated, things will get hard, life's gonna throw you, curveballs, and that's okay. Just roll with it. If you have a bad day, you start over tomorrow. You have a bad lunch, you get back to a good lunch at dinner, get back to a good meal at dinner. Yeah, that is the most important thing for you to remember. Like right now it is the holidays, and so many people fall off through the holidays, right? And we're eating all the yummy things, and I myself have ate way too much sugar and not gotten enough steps in and haven't worked out as much as I wanted, and my protein wasn't as high. So that's okay. It is normal. I have a lot of clients that are going through that as well, and it is normal. But what you want to do is just get right back on track. And that is the most important thing. The difference between those that have the bodies they want and the health that they want, and the difference between those people and those that do not have the bodies that they want or the health that they want, is that the people that actually have the bodies that they want, they know they don't have to be perfect, but they always get back on track. They don't let, it snowball into weeks and then months, right? Because that's what the average person does. And I just want you guys to be able to get out of that cycle, because it really sucks and you're never going to get anywhere until you do. So it is normal to get in ruts, but you have to find your way back out. I want you guys to know that if you are struggling, please reach out to me personally. You can message me, you can comment in our Facebook group. I mean, anything, honestly, that will help to get you back on track. And then at the end of this challenge, I want you guys to remember that it is very important that we do your exit call to set you up with a plan leaving this challenge. One of the biggest reasons a lot of like trendy diets fail people is because they never have an exit plan. And so people just kind of, fall off and go back to doing their old ways of living. And that's why they gain the weight back. So I really want to be able to set you guys up for success after this challenge. Yeah. So let's see. I think that's everything I wanted to talk to you guys about before getting going on the guide. Yeah. So let me share my screen. Awesome. Okay. Here we are in the Facebook group, the New Year, New You 21-day challenge. And then if you scroll down, you'll see here in our featured tabs, we have the New Year, New You challenge guide. Right here in the featured section is where I will be pinning all the master classes and anything that is important for you guys. So here is our challenge guide. If anyone would like to print this off, let me know. I can give you a copy of this that is not completely black. So yeah, it doesn't use up all your ink. So yeah, this guide right here is what's going to guide you through this challenge. And this challenge, again, is to set habits, to set a foundation for you to have success down the road with fat loss. If you just jump into a fat loss phase without ever setting a solid foundation, you're most likely to gain it back. There's literally more obesity in the US than there ever has been. And yeah, there's more diets than there's ever been. But literally 95% of people will gain their weight back in more that have tried diets. 95%. That's huge. So it's not another diet that you need to lose the fat that you want to lose. it is a new lifestyle is what you need. You need to create habits. You need to instill these habits that become a part of you in your daily life that will stick with you forever. Again, not having to be perfect and remembering that that's the biggest thing, right? But always coming back to your foundational habits. And that's what's going to get you true success of fat loss, and you won't gain it back because you created a new lifestyle. And that's what this challenge is for, is to create those habits. And I hope that just like, your parents had to get on you to brush your teeth when you were a kid, you eventually got to the point where they no longer had to tell you to brush your teeth. It just became a part of your life, right? Well, that's what I'm hoping that these habits can then become for you guys, where it feels like you are just brushing your teeth. Okay, so I'm just going to get to the challenge rules. So in order to be eligible to win, you must complete the following. So you must complete the end of challenge coaching call. That's the exit call where we set up a plan for you. Then you have to complete an end of challenge survey. And then the other thing that you must do is you must post pics of you hitting your daily goals by the end of the week in the weekly challenge post, which will be inside the Fat Loss Secrets Facebook group, not the New Year, New You Facebook group. The reason I'm putting it in the Fat Loss Secrets Facebook group is because I want to hopefully help to motivate people in that group that have not joined the challenge. So I just want them to get motivated too, just want to be able to help as many people as we can. And so, yeah, that post will be in there. I will be posting that tomorrow morning. I will set up that post for you guys to start posting pictures of your first week's goal. And we will talk about how to do that a little more here in just a minute. But yeah, it will be in the Fat Loss Secrets Facebook group. You can post, honestly, you can post it daily if you want to. Would love that. But if that's too much and you want to post it all at the end of the week, that's great too. But yeah, whatever works, as long as we get it all posted in a little bit after the first week. So like week 1, as long as you get that posted in by, not too far into week 2. Same thing goes with week 2's goal, as long as you get that posted in there, not too far into week 3. I really don't care as long as you get it in there. So then there will be extra points for those that are just posting random pictures throughout either the Fat Loss Facebook group, the Fat Loss Secrets, or the New Year, New You. I don't care which one, but really just like posting anything that's motivational. Really, you could post pictures of you out walking. You could post pictures of you eating. You could post high protein meal ideas. You could post you drinking your water. You could post motivational quotes. Anything that's really just going to help anyone in either of those two groups to really get motivated. So the challenge, each week there will be something you must complete daily, right? So our first week's goal is going to be getting our daily steps at least 10,000. Okay. So definitely more if you can. This may be really high for some people. So I will just push you to get higher than what you normally get. But if you want to see some legit results from this challenge, you're going to want to shoot for at least 10,000 a day. 8,000 as well is a great, but I want to push you guys even harder and go for 10. And then in that Fat Loss Secrets Facebook group, I will have the post of the first weekly goal, which is our steps. And so what you will do is I will show you guys this on the Facebook. I will make an example of it, of how to do this. But yeah, you're going to post a picture of your daily steps either at the end of the day, or you can post it. Actually, like I said, you can post it whenever. But to stay organized, it would be best if you just really posted it daily or the next day. And then once you post that, then you will hit reply under that again for day 2. And I want you to label them. So like day 1, steps, picture of screenshot of that day's steps. Then under that, you'll hit reply, and then you'll post day 2, right? Day 2 and day 2's picture of the steps. And the reason for you hitting reply is to keep your pictures organized, if this makes sense, in the comment section, versus everyone posting a bunch of different comments and then being all completely separated. I want to try to keep your guys' organized as best we can. Okay, so that's week 1's goal. Then going into week 2, I would love for you to continue with the 10,000 steps. I'm going to push for you to continue with the 10,000 steps. You're going to see results if you continue with the 10,000 steps a day, but you do not have to post it anymore. We will move on to protein, and all you have to post now for this week is your protein. But again, to see results, let's hit those 10,000 steps, continuing with the 10,000 steps. So week 2 will be 2 high protein meals. So you'll want to post a picture, 2 pictures of your 2 high protein meals, and then a picture of a protein shake or a protein bar, whichever you like better. So that will be your week 2 goal. And then we'll move on into week 3. And again, I would push you to continue with the 10,000 steps and continuing with the high protein meals and shake or bar, but you do not have to prove that you are doing them to win. I would just push you to do it, right? This challenge is for you. This is to create those habits. And so let's continue with that as best we can, right? We don't have to be perfect, but let's continue as best we can. Week 3, we'll be drinking half your body weight of water in ounces. So yeah, and with this, you'll just post like a picture of either your water bottle. You can post, to prove that you drank your water. You could post that you tracked your water. You could, post that it was written down in a notebook. However, it's fine with me, honestly. So then, yeah, then there's these optional goals that I would love for you guys to work on, but they're not required for you to win, but will greatly increase your results. And that is going to be working out 2 to 3 times a week, with some workouts that are further down in this guide. Sleeping at least 8 hours a night. Sleep is so important for your metabolism, for your fat loss, and for building muscle, which is what gives you that toned look. And then eating 3 solid meals, consisting of whole foods and no fasting, and eating veggies and fruit with every meal. The reason I push to not do fasting is because it's so trendy, that it really can cause a lot of issues for women, like slowing down their metabolisms and wreaking havoc on your hormones. So I'm not a big fan of promoting fasting. It, yes, has great health benefits, but only if you're fasting for at least like 46 hours. You don't start to see any actual health benefits in like literally until up in the 40 hours. Some say after 24 hours, but yeah, that intermittent fasting, the only reason that works to lose fat is because it shortens your feeding window. So you're just eating less calories. Yeah. So again, I would say not to fast. Yes, it has health benefits of cell autophagy, which is just basically recycling old cells that are prone to cancer. But yeah, not eating till like noon is not doing anything healthy for you. It is shortening your feeding window. So yes, consuming less calories. But again, a lot of women are actually under eating. And I know that sounds crazy, but it is true. A lot of women are actually under eating. And so when we are under eating, our metabolisms slow down, and it makes it really hard for our body to give up fat. And so eating 3 solid meals a day is going to really help to speed up your metabolism, and it's going to help your hormones. And that's what this challenge is really about, is just wanting to help to optimize your guys' metabolism right now and your hormones, and just really set some habits. Okay. Yep. Don't have to be perfect. Remember that. Here is our challenge checklist. So yeah, just would love to see people actively participating in the Facebook group with discussion, helping others out. And then, yeah, making sure you are posting those pictures of your daily steps on the weekly post, or your daily steps in the weekly posts in the Fat Loss Secrets Facebook group. Week 2, right? Again, continuing conversation, helping to motivate people. Continue to work on week 1's step goals, but you don't have to prove it. And then post in the week 2 post of your 2 protein meals and your shake or bar in that weekly post in the Fat Loss Secrets Facebook group. Week 3 is continuing with our week 1 and week 2 goals, but again, don't have to post anything about that. You only have to post a pic proving that you have been working on drinking your water. So today is our kickoff call. Next week, we will have another video on January 15th, which will be next Monday. And that will be going over week 2's goals and educating you guys on what we're working on. And then week 3 will be going over, in that video, we'll be going over week 3's goals. So here are some challenge guides. Here are some protein ideas for you guys. Protein is super important for many reasons, but we will get into that next week for week 2, since that is our goal next week. Here are workouts for anyone that would like to do workouts. They're best done 3 to 4 times a week. I honestly just do them 3 times a week, and I have had my transformation from that. This gives you an example of how to do these and the rest times in between the sets. That is supposed to say 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I'm going to fix that. But yeah, rest for 1 minute and 30 seconds for these workouts. Rest is very important to build up something called ATP, which is just your energy to help you push through your next workout. Here are the workouts. If this is too much for anyone, you can, pull back a little bit on some of it. You could do 2 sets rather than 3 sets on all of these. So you can shorten it how you want. But these are full body workouts, and full body, in my opinion, is the best for your average person who's only going to hit a workout 1, 2, 3 times a week. You'll hear about split workouts a lot, but those are much better for those that are actually able to be in the gym like at least 5, 6 days a week. And that's not realistic for your average person. That's not realistic for me. So yeah, full body workouts it is. Here are some tips for your workouts. And then here's a guide on hydration. We will go more into that on week 3 because that's our goal for week 3. So right now, our guide is, our goal is to get in your steps. So here is the guide for that. And that is getting your steps in will burn more calories in a day than your Peloton ever will. And I promise you on that. So the reason that your steps are so important and more important than getting on the trendy Pelotons is because throughout the day, you will actually burn more calories from your steps than you will from your Peloton. So there's something called your total daily energy expenditure. Okay. And oops, so sorry. I'm getting a call. I need to decline that. Okay. My computer is supposed to be on do not disturb, and of course it's not. Anyways, let's go back to this. So let's see if I can put it on my phone. Okay, so there's something called your TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. That is the amount of calories that your body needs to just do its daily activities, right? So eating at those calories, you will not lose weight, you will not gain weight, you will stay the same weight. And 70% of those calories from your TDEE are burned from something called your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. And that's basically your metabolism. So you have a set BMR. You can raise this BMR. And the way that you raise this BMR is by lifting weights. Okay. Lifting weights is so important. I will get into that in a minute. I meant to talk about that in the working out section. Let me write that down. So 70% comes from that BMR. You can raise it by lifting weights, by building muscle and lifting weights. Then you have something called your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And that comes from your daily steps. That comes from your fidgeting. That comes from just little movements, all sorts of things, cleaning your house, things like that. That is 15% of your total calories burned in a day. So BMR is 70, right? Then we have 15 from your NEAT. And then we have another 10 from the thermic effect of feeding, which is the digestion of your food, how many calories it takes to break down your food. So 10% of those calories comes from that. And then we have the last one is 5% of your calories burned comes from something called your EAT, your exercise activity thermogenesis. And so that is your intentional exercise where you are intentionally bringing your heart rate up. And that is from things like the Peloton. That is from things like going on a run and CrossFit. Okay. So that is only 5% of your total calories burned in a day. 5% from your exercise versus 15% from your steps and your fidgeting. Crazy, right? So that's why when you see people saying that steps are more important than getting on that Peloton, this is why. Because those steps and all that movement is laid out throughout your whole day, where your workout's normally just like an hour out of your day. And that is why. So if you want to see some fat loss, you need to be prioritizing your steps. I know it sounds crazy. I used to not just used to not know this. And so I used to think I had to run all the time and that I needed to be burning calories. But your steps are that much more important than that. Now, that's not to say that running and Peloton and working on cardiovascular exercises are not important. But they shouldn't be your main priority by any means. They should you should sprinkle them in around your weightlifting and your steps. So, and another thing to kind of prove to you that steps are really that much more in burning calories is if you were to look at someone that has like ADD or ADHD that's like can't sit still, and they're literally like pacing all the time or like fidgeting, like those people are never overweight, right? They're not obese. No, those people are very thin. And you never see an obese person or an overweight person like fidgeting, right? No, or pacing back and forth. So again, that is because of your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis that includes your steps. So that's why getting your steps in are so important. And that's why we are making that our first goal of the week. These are some ways to get your steps in. Park far away, right? Take the stairs, walk on a treadmill while catching up on your favorite show or listening to a podcast. If you're meeting up with a friend and you're catching up and you for coffee, grab that coffee and then go get steps in while you catch up. That's one of my favorite ways to connect with a friend is let's go get outside. Let's go get in nature and get our steps in while we catch up on everything. If you're on the phone at home catching up with your friend, just pace around your house. I do that all look crazy, just pacing in my house. Now I have a walking pad, so I don't have to look crazy anymore. Yeah, get a walking pad, get a treadmill. Those are so huge, especially as we are entering winter right now. It is literally snowing out my window. I am so excited because winter has been really slow to get here and I love to snowboard. So I am so excited. But yeah, winter's here and it makes it harder for people to get outside and get their steps in. We tend to move a lot less in the winter because of that. And so if I were you, I would invest, obviously not for this challenge, is a little late for that, but just for you, for your future and your goals, get a walking pad, get a treadmill, get whatever you can. I don't even care if you can get some cheap one on the Facebook, marketplace that's so old school, who cares? You could at least walk on it. And so get on that treadmill and you could literally be on the phone with your friend catching up while you're getting your steps in, right? That's one of my favorite ways to get my steps in is while I'm working on something else, I'm getting my steps in and I'm not even thinking about it. So it's killing two birds with one stone. Get your steps in first thing in the morning, get them out of the way. It's a great way to start your day as well. Walk for 15 minutes after every meal. If you can't do 15, do 10. Set alarms throughout the day. If you are someone that works from a desk all day long, set alarms to get up throughout the day, to get up and move around. It is so important. Take more bathroom breaks. Do whatever you can just to walk around. You could do if you have a job where you have to do meetings, and this is something you can do walking meetings where you're literally walking around and having a meeting. On the weekends, do things outdoors, get outside, go for a hike, go skiing, go play pickleball. That's super popular now, and you will get your steps in. Whatever you can, do some things to get your steps in. Clean your house, walk the dogs, there's lots of things. You just have to get creative. So we're going to have to get creative. A lot of people that have desk jobs, but you're also just really going to have to make it a priority, because I know that a lot of people will sit at home for 2 to 3 hours watching Netflix, yet they'll say that they don't have time, right? And so I want you to be really real with yourself through this challenge and be like, okay, yeah, that's me. I do that. And I want you to be real with yourself and start actually making yourself, make choosing yourself. I love that. That's one of my favorite things, is like with my clients, is like, are you choosing you? Choose yourself, choose your health, choose your future. You can also ask yourself, like, is, what I'm doing right now, sitting here binging Netflix for 3 hours, I know we all love it, we all do, but is this aligning with the person that I want to become? And if it's not, like, let's change it. Let's do something about it, because nobody else is going to do this for you but you. So you need to make the change. And like I said, if you have a treadmill at home, if you have a walking pad, you can literally still watch your Netflix. I was literally doing that this weekend. I am rewatching Game of Thrones because I love that show. And I did not want to leave my house on Saturday. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to watch TV all day. And so I did, but I got on my treadmill I got on my little walking pad for an hour. And with that and the other little movement that I did around my house, I hit 10,000 steps. So yeah, there's little things like that to get your steps up. Okay. So here's something on sleep and stress, another little guide on that. Oh yeah, real quick, I was going to talk about weightlifting and why that's so important. Again, so like, the body that you want comes from lifting weights. The body that you want comes from having muscle. And as we age and we go through menopause, we lose a lot of muscle. And that's why once you go through menopause, your body may like change like drastically, right? That's because estrogen has decreased, and estrogen is very anabolic, meaning that it helps to build and support your muscle. So once that happens, we lose a lot of muscle, and so many other things happen because of losing muscle and going through menopause. Like, we can no longer handle glucose. Sorry, we can no longer, oh my gosh. Let's try that over. We can no longer handle sugar like we used to. But that's a whole other topic for another day in hormones. But yeah, so having muscle is so important as you go through menopause, and it is so important to get the body that you want. And that comes from lifting weights and lifting heavy weights. Literally, like, you are not going to get big and bulky. It is so hard to get that way. If you are overweight and you feel like you're getting bulkier, it's just because we're building muscle. And then eventually you'll go through a fat loss phase and you will get rid of that fat on top of that muscle. Those women that like look like men, they are on steroids. That's not normal. Or there's like 1% of rare genetic freaks that can look like that, but it's not normal. It is really, 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 really hard to build muscle. So yeah, that body that you want, it comes from having muscle on your body. That is what gives you that toned look, is muscle. And muscle doesn't come from running, and muscle doesn't come from riding your Peloton. That is a catabolic exercise, meaning that it breaks down muscle, where lifting weights is anabolic, meaning it builds muscle, and muscle gives you that toned look that you want, and it boosts your metabolism. I want you to remember that the more muscle that you have on your body, the faster the metabolism you have, meaning the more you can eat without gaining weight. That's the cool thing about building muscle, is the more you put on, you will just automatically burn more calories, literally just sitting on your couch, because you've built this muscle that's now sitting on your body. So I can't stress that enough, that building muscle is so important. I want you to literally think of muscle as storage tanks, for for your calories to go into versus going into your fat cells. So again, you will not get big and bulky. I promise you that body that you want, it comes from lifting, and it comes from lifting heavy, and it will take forever for you to ever look like those girls that look like men. Or you never will, because they are on steroids. So yes, that is why lifting weights is so important. So please take full advantage of those workouts that I gave you guys. I push my clients to get at-home adjustable dumbbells if they don't want to go to the gym. That is perfectly fine. If you do want a gym version of that workout where you're using barbells, I can give you that. So just let me know as well. And I can also give you guys that link for like some cheaper adjustable dumbbells. That is a great investment, because those pink dumbbells that we have at home, they're like the 5-pounders, like they're great to start off with. If that's all you can handle, that's totally fine. That's totally normal for some people. But you will want to get to where you are lifting more like using like the 15s, the 20s, the 25s, the 30s. Like you will eventually get to that. And so investing in adjustable dumbbells that goes up to like 50 pounds is very, very important. And it's just a great investment. So yes, let's end this Zoom. Where are we? Oh no, I don't know how to do this. Stop the share. There we go. I'm still semi new to Zoom. So yeah, if you guys have any questions on any of this, please post it in the Facebook group on this post. Hopefully I made the challenge rules clear. I simplified them since my last challenge. But yeah, so if you have questions on anything, please do comment. Others will probably have the same questions as well, so you're just going to help others. And yeah, so again, this is the new year, new you guys. Let's take full advantage of the new year motivation that a lot of people have. And let's stick to it. Let's help to keep each other motivated. Let's help to keep each other accountable. And yeah, I want you guys to also, so 2 things. I really work on my clients like choosing themselves, because I work with all women, and it is a trending thing is that most women, we give so much to everyone else and not to ourselves, especially those mothers out there, those wives out there. Yeah, you just give so much to your family, and it is a beautiful thing because you love your family and you want to give so much to them. But then you kind of forget yourself, and your health starts to decline because of that. Your body starts to decline. Then your self-confidence starts to decline, and then your kids are 18 and they've, left the nest, and then you're like, who am I anymore? And you've no longer have your hobbies, you no longer have your independence. And I see that a lot with my clients, and it just like breaks my heart. Because I have been on the path of like losing myself. I've never had kids, but I've completely lost myself before, and let myself go. And so I had to really like find myself again and really create these habits and like choose myself and realize that it is very important. And so I'm hoping that you guys can also think about that through this challenge, is to choose you. Remember that, what they say on the airplanes is like, put the mask on yourself first before you can help, before you help others, because that's so true. Like, it is not selfish for you to choose, giving back to yourself. It is not. Like, once you work on your health, your physical health, this will also help with your mental health and everything. Once you do that, you will be a better mom. You will be a better wife. You will be a better employee. You will be a better business owner. Whatever it is, like, all this is going to better who you are, and therefore allow you to be better for the loved ones around you. So please remember that. Please remember that choosing yourself is so important, that investing in yourself and your future. This is not just, losing weight and looking better. This is literally could put years on your life, like, and allow you to be able to be here for your grandchildren, to be around for your kids, to be just the best that you can for them. And it is so important. So investing in yourself is never selfish, and it's never a waste of time. It's never a waste of money. It is the most important thing that you can invest in. So yes, please remember that. And one last thing is, they have done, lots of research on people that have lost, a great amount of weight, and they have asked them, like, or they've found the one thing that's in common, the one thing that all these people have in common, besides, working on their steps, the foundational things that we're working on their steps, working on their protein, working on their water, lifting weights, things like that. Besides those, the number one thing that they all had in common was that they adopted a new identity. They almost had to let their old self kind of die off and just create this new identity for them, that they were someone that, cared about themselves, that cared about their health, that was, this new person that is a person that works on their fitness, that works on eating healthy. They envision, saw themselves as, I don't know, a healthy person. And so that is the number one thing that they all had in common, besides those other foundational things, is they had to adopt a new identity. So if you can, decide to choose yourself through this challenge and for your future, and start to kind of create a new identity, believing that you are this person. Envision yourself, picture yourself as that person that works out, that person that eats healthy, that gets their steps in, and all those things. That's going to really help you to stick to it. And sometimes that takes, kind of getting rid of, environment factors that play a role in holding you back. And that may be people that you surround yourself with, but that's another story. Anyways, back to the point is adopting a new identity. So that's a huge one. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so excited to have you here. These other calls probably won't be as long because I don't have to go through the challenge rules and stuff as much. But yeah, I'm so excited to have you a part of this journey. I truly, truly, truly hope this will help you to change your life, and to create the new you. So happy New Year's. Happy walking. Let's get to moving. Let's get to getting those steps in. Starting tomorrow is the first day of our challenge. I'm so excited. So yeah, thank you, everyone, and I will talk to you soon.